Elon Musk is a consummate businessman that won't let personal feelings get in the way of a productive partnership. Despite his feelings about the co-founder of Microsoft, Musk is teaming up with the biggest software company in the world. Join us as we explore Musk's insane new partnership with Microsoft that changes everything. You have probably heard of Musk and Gates' public feud. For example, while Gates acknowledged Tesla's role in pushing electric vehicles but decided to buy an electric Porsche instead of a Tesla, Musk commented, "My conversations with Gates have been underwhelming, to be honest." Even on the issue of Tesla and its stock, the two billionaires don't always see eye to eye. Gates thinks electric trucks like the Semi are not viable, and Musk fired back by claiming Gates was shorting Tesla. Gates has been asked directly whether he shorted Tesla more than once, but he has been evasive with an answer. He even came close to admitting to shorting Tesla in one of his replies. Gates also doesn't believe in projects which take the human civilization outside of Earth, in direct opposition to Musk's ambition to take people to Mars. And of course, Musk is not above trolling Microsoft itself, which he recently took a shot at on Twitter. Although he followed up with praise for one of Microsoft's numerous products. But all that will not stop Musk from partnering with the very company that has made Gates one of the wealthiest people in the world. The companies Musk is associated with have a couple of partnerships with Microsoft that change everything. The first partnership is between Musk's fast-growing Starlink business and the software giant. Microsoft, which is currently the biggest company globally in terms of market capitalization, is a big player in the cloud business. The company has been on a roll recently, lining up lucrative deals for its Azure business left and right. In the last financial quarter, sales of Azure and other cloud services increased 50%, far more than analysts predicted. Cloud sales crossed $20 billion for the first time. But Microsoft is just starting. With the deal it has signed with SpaceX, that will change everything. This giant leap in cloud computing involves a partnership with SpaceX's satellite internet business, Starlink. Ironically, Musk started Starlink solely to raise money for his space traveling ambitions. He thinks the business can generate $50 billion a year, money he will use to build and operate rockets that will take colonizers to Mars and even beyond. SpaceX will put satellites in low Earth orbit, which will beam internet connectivity to people on Earth. The internet service will have fast download and upload speeds with little latency. Starlink is in beta, but this is not your average beta program, as it already has more than 100,000 paying users in more than a dozen countries. SpaceX sells a connecting dish for $500 and charges $99 per month with a single payment plan. Musk has promised the beta program will end this year and more people will be welcome. His company recently got a breakthrough that allows it to make the dishes cheaper and is still working on it, making it even cheaper to reduce the loss it absorbs on each dish sale. SpaceX currently has the capacity to make 5,000 dishes per week, and there is no shortage of customers, with more than 700,000 that have shown interest in the service so far. It has also put more than 1,700 satellites in orbit already, with plans to send up much more so it can cover the whole Earth. The Starlink satellites are made in SpaceX's facilities in Redmond, Washington. Starlink, however, is not limited to private use, as SpaceX welcomes business customers as well. For example, the US military has been trialing it on a limited basis, and emergency services have used it while fighting wildfires in Washington state. This is what Microsoft wants to leverage to push its Azure business further. Microsoft decided on Starlink because it sees the advantage of working with the leaders in the space community to extend the utility of its Azure capabilities with worldwide satellite connectivity. Microsoft's motto is to empower its customers to do more, and this Starlink partnership will help the company unblock access to its cloud computing services anywhere the customers are. Starlink will provide satellite connectivity for Microsoft's mobile data centers, forming a synergy between Starlink and Microsoft Azure. What are these mobile data centers? Microsoft has taken the wraps off its Azure Modular Data Center (MDC), a containerized data hub that contains its own networking equipment and is capable of connecting to the cloud via terrestrial fiber, wireless networks, or satellite links. Microsoft already has a global network of over 160,000 miles of subsea, terrestrial, and metro optical fiber that connects billions of people all around the world. But Microsoft is thinking of connecting people who operate in remote, rugged environments too. These are the people Microsoft is targeting the modular data centers at, and it plans to connect them through high-speed satellite internet. This is where Starlink comes in because it will provide satellite internet to the modular data centers. With this modularity, a company can run mobile data centers in remote places like the desert or the North Pole. Starlink will provide a high-speed connection. This is possible because Starlink provides point-to-point communications from anywhere on Earth. But the two companies will do more, as we shall see. Microsoft is already providing these modular centers to defense and private sector organizations. They provide networking and self-contained data services for military mobile command centers, emergency relief stations, mineral exploration sites, and other applications that demand high-intensity, secure computing under challenging conditions. These data centers look like shipping containers and can be moved about. They contain computer servers, heating and cooling systems, network equipment, and everything required for self-contained operations. With the deal signed with SpaceX, a Starlink dish will be one of the equipment loaded in these mobile data centers. The data centers can run with always-on connectivity or occasional connectivity, or it will sync with online data centers through Starlink satellites. There is also the option to run completely offline. These data centers are part of Microsoft's Azure Space Cloud Computing platform. With this partnership with SpaceX, Microsoft will link Starlink with its global network, including its Azure Edge devices. It will also integrate SpaceX's ground stations with Azure's networking capabilities. Microsoft is serious about this Azure Space effort, and it has assembled a high-powered leadership team to oversee it. The team includes a former Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense for Space Policy, a former high executive at the U.S. National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, and former Pentagon's Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency staff. As Gwynne Shotwell puts it, the partnership is a win-win for both Microsoft and SpaceX. The two companies will have access to sell to mutual customers and co-sell to new enterprise and future customers. Tom Keene, Microsoft's corporate VP of Azure Global, explains why his company decided to partner with Musk's SpaceX. SpaceX is, of course, the name that people immediately think of when they think of innovation and the evolution that's occurring to bring space technology into the 21st century. Separately from the partnership, Microsoft and SpaceX will be working on another project together. SpaceX has won a contract worth almost $150 million from the Pentagon's Space Development Agency to build 4 satellites for tracking ballistic, cruise, and hypersonic missiles. This is going to be the first phase of what will be a much larger satellite constellation project. This project, named Tracking Layer Tranche O, will be delivered by September 2022. Microsoft will work with SpaceX as a subcontractor. Microsoft is invested even more in the space business as it has launched the Azure Orbital Emulator, an emulation environment that allows satellite developers to train AI algorithms and networking before launching any crafts. The product can emulate an entire satellite network, including complex real-time scene generation using pre-collected satellite imagery for direct processing by virtualized and actual satellite hardware. Microsoft has worked with another company linked to Musk before. The software company invested $1 billion in OpenAI, which Musk co-founded. Musk is still a backer of the company, but has stepped down from the board to avoid a conflict of interest as Tesla pursues its own AI efforts. Let us know what you think of Musk's partnership with Microsoft in the comments section below.